Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
Yeah, my name's CarnagePanda.
And we are here for Anime Talk weeks 5, 6, and 7. Because, we had a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, didn't you do something called Extra Life?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
When we were gone for week... we should have talked about week 5.
Yeah, week 5, which we never do.
Yeah, and, I did Extra Life, which, if you weren't there, was a very successful campaign, at least for me.
He has succeeded at succeeding.
And, then we were like, okay, alright, Extra Life is done. It's awesome. It went good. Alright, time to sit down and watch anime. This motherfucker even goes, you better catch up on the anime before the weekend.
He better catch up.
Or, what would you say? It was like, I'm going to put you in jail or some shit like that. It was something weird.
You might have deserved it.
Yeah, probably. So, I was like, okay, I'm going to get all caught up for the anime, so we're good. And I get caught up, and then anime night comes, and he comes over, and we're watching the anime, and by the end of their sex, everything goes, I'm going home now.
That's not what happened. It just exploded into bloody chunks, man. I don't just go home. Yeah, so that might have happened, and I slept very soundly that night. It got better.
Well, when you are reconstituting your body from exploding into bloody chunks, it takes a lot out of you.
It does.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you know how many times Featherhoof has had to repaint his walls?
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy, alright? It's like... But, that just shows how awesome we are. It only takes us 1 week to reconstitute. I mean, it takes fucking Dracula, what, generations?
100 years. 100
years. Us, 1 week. We're that much higher on the vampire scale.
I'm not even a vampire, though.
Oh, right. We're supposed to keep that secret. Shit. Moving on. You didn't hear that. We actually watched anime. As normal humans do. We just anime as humans do. Yes,
well,
mortal humans.
Coming along the lines of those vampires, I do have a horror story to tell.
Ooh.
Before we go into any anime talks.
Okay, so this is the time we should get up, go get your popcorn and everything else, your drinks, and then you can come back. And I'm sure we'll have started by then. Go on.
So, it was the beginning of November, and I was just sitting around minding my own business. And I logged on the internet, and then I realized, man, this was a mistake. Because everybody was talking about No Nut November again.
Oh, God
So
damn.
I just stood up, turned around, and I was like, you know what, I better check the mail. And then I realized that was a mistake as well. Because I opened up the door, looked in the mailbox, saw some letters, and then plucked them out. As one is, apt to do.
Yes, that's how one receives mail.
And so I looked at it, and I see one addressed to me. And I look over, and I see Sheriff's Office, and I'm like, oh Lord, what's this? And then I look at it, and it's court summons. I'm like, what? And then I open it up, and it's like, you are summoned to do jury duty. And I was like, no!
Now this is the part where we all throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
So, unfortunately, there will be no anime talks for next week because that's when I'm slated to do this jury duty, and hopefully they dismiss me because I'm too fat or whatever. Keep my fingers crossed.
I want to see the judge just like...
The judge will be like, yeah, and
entry number...
The prosecutor just stands up and he's like, this guy can't serve. He's too fat. Judge is like, okay, you're dismissed.
Entry FAT, you are dismissed.
You're dismissed. So hopefully I have good luck on that. Now,
keep your fingers crossed.
There is another interesting story.
Oh, okay.
So as I was, exploded into bloody chunks,
yes,
and Featherhoof went out to his garage to get a shovel and was, shoveling my bloody chunks and carrying them downstairs, Ebony saw this mess.
Oh, my black cat Ebony, yeah.
Yeah, his black cat Ebony saw this mess, and he was like, what the fuck? And he just fled in terror. It
was so
could not be the same, so...
It was so funny.
I was just like, wow.
Ebony's never had a problem with him once.
Yeah, I was here, by the time, you got him.
Yeah.
Like 2 days later, I was here doing another anime talk.
Yeah, I've had him for over a year now. And just for whatever reason, last weekend, you did some kind of hand gesture that freaked him out. And he's been terrified of you ever since.
I guess I made some gang signs in cat language, and he thinks I'm some part of some secret cat-killing cabal that does blood sacrifice or something. Anyway, he just leapt and went over to this ledge in Featherhoof's house, which was in the 8th floor, and...
Oh, that's right. I live in a castle. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're a vampire.
Yeah, right. I mean, not a vampire. Not a vampire. No, yes.
Anyway, on the 8th floor, and he was just looking at me bug-eyed. He was like... So I came over here again today, and I got in, and as I was walking up the stairs, I saw Ebony sitting. Ebony sits at his dining room table on the chair like he's an actual human being.
He does.
Waiting for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So he's sitting there, and I looked at him, and he turned around, and he looked at me bug-eyed. He's like, oh God, it's him again. And
not again!
And I just looked at him, and he shrank down under the table so that I couldn't see him. And I was like, that's one of those moments that I wish that I was recording something.
See, it's one of those things. I'm like, how do people get all these funny cat videos?
Yeah,
it's like they must be like
spontaneity of it all.
It's like people just must be recording like 24/7 for that one instance.
So yeah, that was the story of how Ebony was terrified of me for 2 weeks.
I just
a week or whatever.
You cast horror on my cat is what you did.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Ebony has some of the most emotive looks on his face.
He does. But so that was cat stories. We're here for anime stories though.
Yeah, so let's get on to animes.
Well, before we do, this is 3 weeks worth of animes.
Maybe.
We're not gonna do a normal format of blow by blow descriptions of every episode. It's gonna be a little truncated, boil them down to their essentials, and giving our opinions. So, just fair warning. Otherwise, we'll be here for like 4 hours. And I don't think you guys want
4 hours.
There are 4 hours. But so yeah, that's the format we're gonna go with. There's no ranking this week because we were thinking about it, and it's like every week, the ranking was wildly different because some were really good and some weren't, and then next week that would flip, and so we're just gonna go through them alphabetically and talk about them in order. So with that, let's get right on into it.
And the first entry is Assassin's Pride. Now, Featherhoof, can you tell me how episodes 5 and 6 went? Because I kind of feel like the director didn't even give a shit about them.
Oh, the director, I don't think it was more the director's fault. I think it was the writer's fault. Because the writer was all like, writer's block. Shit, I have absolute writer's block. I don't know how to continue the story. That's my Harry Potter collection's on the shelf over there. I really liked Goblet of Fire. Melina Angel and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, so that's essentially what we're getting here. No joke. No. The only bad thing is that we do not get Angry Dumbledore, because Angry Dumbledore is hilarious.
In retrospect, yes. The two things I hated about...
I know a lot of people hate Angry Dumbledore, but...
There's 2 things I hate about Goblet of Fire. Well, actually a couple things, but the 2 biggest things I hate are Angry Dumbledore and Spastic Voldemort. But in retrospect, looking back at them, like, out of context, it's fucking hilarious.
So, yeah, this...
Harry! It's your Goblet of Fire!
I don't know what I did, Dumbledore!
Did you put it? If you ask Olsen to put it in for you!
I don't know, but...
Swear to me!
Yeah, so Harry's just like feeling, I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry, Dumbledore.
Dumbledore just busting into the room and grabbing Harry and screaming at him. It's like, what the fuck?
I swear to shit. Me and my nephew used to joke about that all the fucking time. Swear to me!
It's because it was the funniest part about Batman Begins. It's like, oh, this movie's a comedy! Got it!
Yeah, so anyway, we do get pretty much a blow-by-blow report of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Right down to the visiting school.
Yeah, They have a visiting school of not French girls.
See, that was another thing that bothered me about, Goblet of Fire. It's like in the books, like both of those schools were co-eds. But in the movies, no. Only French girls goes to this school, and only nondescript, Western Asian dudes go to this country, they go to this school.
Oh yeah, and they had the Russian school or whatever.
Yeah, it's like Austrian, Russian, whatever school.
Yeah.
Only dudes go to that one.
So we get this like fucking blow for blow, and the defense against the dark arts teacher is Mad Madia or whatever the fuck her name was.
Oh, Black Madia.
Yeah, Black Madia.
The clown.
So somehow mimes are clowns?
Well, they're not humans. I mean, we all know mimes are not human beings. We know that they're actually aliens that live among us. But, in this world, apparently they can mimic as a mime, as a mime
There's a
would do.
clown.
So there's a class in this world called Clown, which can mimic any of the lower classes' abilities at will. So, not something big, like not like the advanced ones, like Diabolus or Paladin or Samurai, but the lower tiered ones, like the basic tiered, classes.
So anyway, they do this whole Crystal Palace thing where they have to fight each
glass-
other.
It's like who? It's like that was crazy. It's like we have the glass.
You know what? I thought
it
was cool in a fantasy way.
Yeah.
Because I want to watch things that are more fantastical than
I get
everyday life.
Yeah.
Because everyday life is boring.
Agreed.
But what can I say other than if you've read or watched Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, this is exactly the same thing. Now the problems with episodes 5 and 6 is that there's just like cut material and it's so obvious.
Yeah. It's like there was like this one part, I think it was an episode
I think I know what you're talking about. Episode 6.
It's where
he has the fight with her.
No, where
fight.
Kufa goes up and like starts accosting the Diabolus chick. It's like, I know it's actually you, and you've been those are samples you took from fucking Melita, you son of a bitch.
Turns out it wasn't her at all.
Yeah, it's like it's a completely useless scene.
Else. And none of this really flows all that well.
No, because it's like it
cut scenes all over the place.
And when the way they cut from scene to scene where things are going back and forth, it's like it's so sloppy.
Obviously, if you're reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, it's a lot better than the anime version of it, because they didn't cut out like pivotal scenes. In episode 6, there's a fight scene between our vampire overlord and Black Madia.
Oh yeah,
there is a fight scene. Well,
apparently a fight took place, but we never got to see it. We saw that. And not only did the fight not happen, apparently he did something to derobe her. He had some kind of special derobing power.
He off-screens Black Madia, and she's derobed, and she's like, "Oh, you brute!"
Yeah.
Then afterwards, she gets turned into the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher for real.
Yeah, literally.
And is sent to the school. Only in episode 7,
never see her.
You don't see her at all. It is happy, fun time sleepover episode.
Well, my other problem with the character of Black Madia is she's like the secretive character. She always speaks through, into the cards, and then she makes the fire thing. And then
she's like, "Oh, I'm speaking through the cards. I'm like mute or something."
Yeah. And then halfway through
the next episode, she's like, "Yeah, I can actually talk. I was just trolling the whole time."
Yeah, it's like that was actually a cool little unique thing about her. That was neat. I liked that. And then she just went, "Oh, you're not even worth the effort. I'm not going to even do it." It's like, oh, come on.
Do you know how much effort this takes? I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, it's like, it was so dumb. I hated that. But like you said, the next episode, episode 7, it's like, well, we got the filler episode.
Yeah, so it does feel very filler-esque.
Yeah, it's like the anime obligatory sleepover episode.
And they tell scary stories.
Yeah.
Now, as a side tangent, because I want to do this.
Okay, do.
When my mom remarried, they gave me a choice between which room I wanted to have in the house. Because we moved in to a new place. You know,
okay.
My mom and me.
Yeah.
With Farmer Jim, we'll call him.
Okay.
So the first night I stayed there, I slept in the one room.
Okay.
And I was a young, impressionable youth of 11.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
What I did was make a mistake. I picked up a book of ghost stories.
There it is!
Out of the library. Now, let me tell you, this room had a closet. Now, this closet also connected out into the hallway.
Oh, lovely. That's a weird-ass house.
So I read this book about these scary ghost stories, and I go to sleep. And I go to sleep, you know, with much difficulty because I'm scared shitless.
Right.
I'm like, oh my god, the ghosts are gonna get me. Like, I was thinking the ghosts are gonna come out of the hallway, go through the closet, and then come out the side.
You know, because apparently ghosts use doors.
Unlike anime characters.
Especially this season. No one has opened a door this season. Nobody. They've all busted them down.
So when they gave me the choice to choose which room I wanted, I was like, I want this room over here. The other one, not this one, over there. And I finally told my younger sister why she had the room she had, and she's like, I fucking hate you. Now I will never be able to sleep again.
So, yeah, like I said, this episode's a lot of ghost storytelling about the Grey Lady.
The Grey
Witch.
Lady.
The Grey Witch.
Yeah, the Grey Witch. So, it's some scary story about how some dude was, like, drinking.
He killed his wife.
He killed his wife because he was an uncontrollable alcoholic. They spit it as some other shit in the story.
Yeah, it's like they went up to this. They went up to this place to get a fresh start, and he couldn't find work, and the stress of having no monies, he went crazy and started beating on his wife, till one day he killed her.
And she was such a loving and devoted wife.
And even after he cut his heart out, her heart would talk to him.
Yes, and unfortunately, because this guy drowned himself because he was so grief-stricken over killing his wife, that him and his wife's heart went to heaven, but the body stayed behind and became the Grey Witch.
You moved the headstones, but you left the bodies! For Poltergeist fans.
So, yeah, the body becomes a vengeful spirit and goes around and steals men's hearts.
Well, ladies' hearts.
Men's hearts.
Ladies' hearts.
Men's hearts.
Ladies'
All
hearts.
of the hearts.
Specifically young ladies.
So, yeah, they're going around with this, and since, you know, they're not supposed to be doing this sleepover.
No, it's like an unofficial end of the tournament thing that they do every year or something.
All of the French girls and Ellie and Melita Angel, they're doing this thing, and so what's her face?
Well, I love it because like Ellie, she's all like, it's like, my little sister doesn't work well with ghost stories, and then it's just after the ghost story is told, she like fucking just dies. She's like, ugh.
Yeah, she was an impressionable 11-year-old who was fucking terrified of ghost stories.
Well, what made me laugh?
Believe me, I've been there.
What made me laugh is throughout the next couple of scenes, it just Melita's always holding her and carrying her, and she's just passed out in her arms. And then, like, the ghost comes in. It's like, the ghost comes in. The Grey Witch. And all the girls are like, oh my god. And Ellie's are like, oh what? What the fuck's going on? Ah!
Fucking brother.
Yes!
We were terrible teenagers.
We were. Maybe we'll tell that story someday if we haven't already.
We already told it.
But, so the girls all start, they scatter. They all scatter, and they get chased by the Grey Witch into the sewers.
Which was a mistake, and not being very smart, they don't use the sides where the water doesn't flow. They're like, we're just gonna wade through the shit.
Yeah, they wade through shit water instead of on the side walkways for whatever reason. And then, of course, they start stepping on goopy stuff.
Yeah, so pink shit.
And it's funny. There was one weird scene where the redheaded girl, red orange-haired girl, she like gets some on her cleavage. Like, oh no, it's all in my cleavage. And all the other girls are all like, oh, well, we better get that off of you.
Yeah, so there are some strong Yuri vibes in this episode.
The girls get all excited about getting the pink goop off of their friend's cleavage.
Like they're about to go full gay, just right here.
Like they were all about to like all three of them instantaneously about to motorboat this one girl.
They're about to boat. Could you imagine girls doing that?
I just did.
Okay, bad example, but
I doubt it's one of those things that even though I'm imagining it, I doubt it would ever happen.
It's one of those things I couldn't even think, happens, but probably does somewhere.
Does maybe horrible. If you're a lesbian out there, tell me, have you ever motorboated or been motorboated by another lesbian? I need to know. Is it just guys who want to do that, or do lesbians have that desire as well?
Just guys.
I need to know. Anyway. So, I love it because, like, they get away, like, the witch shows up again, and they get away and they find Kufa. He's all, like, sitting with a lantern, like, oh, Sensei! Oh, my God, thank God you're here! He's like, oh, I'm glad I found you. I'm looking for something. He's like, oh, well, we'll help you. What are you looking for? He's like, I'm looking for my heart! And, like, he's got the big stain on his shirt.
The big red stain.
And the girls all freak out.
Wouldn't they freak out more if they found out he was a vampire?
Yes, but I still think he's trying to keep that hidden somehow, even though his name is Vampire. But, whatever.
They'll never figure it out.
And it turns out that Rossetti and Kufa actually knew about it all along. And they were basically there to troll them. Because they were being bad.
Now, at the end of the episode, I did get diabetes because
all
of the girls in these cat ear hoods was just
adorable. Like, have you ever played Final Fantasy V? When the chick, Kryl, joins your party and she has the hood with the big cat ears? That's what they were wearing.
So, yeah, the show has some strong directing, but the missing scenes are kind of dragging it down. Yeah. And I also do want to criticize it's almost like they did plagiarize the entire story of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
The only thing we didn't have was the angry Dumbledore and spastic Voldemort, but it basically was Goblet of Fire. It was, yeah. I mean, I did kind of like during it, I did kind of dig the, because she, like the four girls who were chosen, of course, Melina's chosen, and Ellie is chosen as leaders for their school. And they have to choose their teams, and like I do kind of like Nerva's Nerva's character. I kind of like how she's like, she kind of feels guilt over being a bitch, and she's trying to make up. But no, I'm not actually a good person. No, I'm not.
I'm not a good person.
No, I'm not. I don't feel guilt. I'm not feeling any guilt. Shut up. You don't know anything.
I don't have any more to add about this. Do you?
I do kind of, because I mean there was a whole bit. I was kind of like, it was like Ellie's character is almost a little too much for me, where she's just like really like super clingy onto Lita, where she even so much that like it's like, I don't want to win. I'll throw the fight so that we could be together all the time. It's like, okay, you're a little too much.
There are some strong Yuri vibes in this show, and
well, no, it's like it's not even the Yuri. It's like you are like, it's like almost unhealthy clingy. Like it's like way unhealthy clingy.
I don't think that's something you can criticize it for. Maybe it's just a bad personality trait.
Well, I'm not criticizing for the writing. I'm just saying, for me personally, Ellie comes off as a little too much. It's like,
okay,
Jesus, girl.
I'll go with it.
But yeah, that was. I actually had to look over. I forgot the name of the show.
That was Assassin's Pride, the name of the show that Featherhoof could never remember.
Because we never say it.
Little secret, he doesn't remember any of the names of the shows at all, every week.
Off the top of my head, I have to write them down over here on my computer screen.
I mean, that's just, isolated to this season, but well, it's funny.
I'll be honest.
You had to be there.
This season, I'm going to be honest right now. This season doesn't really have any anime where I'm like, I'm going to remember this for the rest of my fucking life. This was a great show. Every show, especially the one, maybe it's just the ones we're watching, I don't know. It's sort of just like, they're fun for now.
I think that happens a lot. There's very few shows that I, have to remember. Like, you get your Land of the Lustrous and... Banana Fishes, which I saw an article that it's setting records in New York City for some reason.
Really?
At their library, nonetheless. Because
you mean where
Banana Fish
died?
took place in the fucking New York Library.
Couple times, yeah.
Yeah, a couple times. The New York's the people that live there, they're just looking for Ash's body. Spoilers.
Oh, that was the only thing I wish, the only show that, and from what I'm
maybe
hearing,
somebody's watching the show now and they didn't see our previous episodes and were like, "What the fuck is Banana Fish?"
If you haven't seen Banana Fish, go find it. Promised Neverland, that was another one. Oh
Promised
my
Neverland.
God!
Wasn't there another show that season? That season has some great openings.
It did.
So.
Oh yeah. So there's this. I don't think this season.
Angels of Death. We remember that because it's terrible.
Yeah.
Brain powered.
Oh, thank God we were doing anime talk back then. But yeah, it's like, I mean, people are saying
didn't exist back then.
Granted, people are saying that Beastars is fucking fantastic, but too bad we can't watch it in any legal means right now. But we'll get there. I will fucking watch this. But yeah, that's why I have such a hard time remembering them. I don't know. But let's see if I can remember the next anime on our list. Next is Fate Grand Order Babylonia. Did you see how I had to look over there because I had to remind myself?
Good job, Featherhoof.
I know.
He's somewhere around here.
Trying to work with that dissonance because you're sitting there looking at the camera trying to figure out where your hand is. It's like you're there. You are there.
yeah, we can see ourselves in the camera, but
it's like wait.
there you are.
But Fate Grand Order Babylonia is I'm going to say this. After the Jaguar Man episode, I think it started to get better.
It has gotten better.
I mean, for instance,
Jaguar Man was like, what the fuck is going on?
But we both agreed on this. I think when we watched it last week, we were both like, why are fuck me.
Fujimaru.
Why are Fujimaru and MASH here? Why are they here?
Yeah, so they kind of... It's like the Tuxedo Mask syndrome. Tuxedo Mask would show up and be like, I'm going to say something inspirational. And then he immediately gets beaten up by the bad guy.
Well, no, he doesn't get beat up. He just leaves. He comes in.
He either does that or he gets immediately trashed.
No, he only got trashed when he became Turban Fuckhead. I forget what his name was.
That's
the White
not
Sultan
canon,
or whatever.
That's not canon.
But I never read the manga. I don't know. I'm just going off the anime. I never saw him get beat up once. I remember him going...
I never noticed it until another friend of ours pointed out to me. He's like, Tuxedo Mask. All he ever does is show up and get beat up.
Every time I see him, he goes, Rose! And they go, Tuxedo Mask! And he goes, you can do it, Sailor Moon! Bye!
And immediately after he said that, Tuxedo Mask got beat down, and he's like, see, I told you. I was like, what?
No, he leaves. He goes, you can do it, Sailor Moon, and then leaves.
That happens too.
That's the all I remember ever. But anyway.
Fate Grand Order, yeah. I was confused because in episode 5, fake Ikudu shows up again and beats the shit out of them.
Was that 5?
Yeah.
Wait, then what was 6?
6, we'll get to that.
Oh, that was the zombies, wasn't it?
That was the zombies.
Okay, yeah.
In episode 5, there's a lot of fetch quests. I feel like Gilgamesh is just trolling them.
Like, there's like it was like storytelling time. It's like Gilgamesh goes on a trip with them to go to the ocean.
Yeah, he goes. And he's like, yeah, blah blah blah. You got to do this, blah 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 blah.
And I love it because he goes, like, all right, we're going on this thing together. Entertain me with your stories of your adventures.
And then he's like, your story sucked, man.
I know, I loved it. But I love it because they get to I love when they get to the lighthouse, and everyone's like, shit, Gilgamesh! Whoa! What? You're here!
You didn't announce. Well, what the fuck? We're so nervous.
And he was like, yeah, and? He's like, well, if you would have told us you were coming, we could have not been so surprised by it.
It's fine, man. I'm just Gilgamesh. Chill out.
And I love it. I love how everyone is just like Gilgamesh like says it, and it is to be done. He's like, hey, was it Fujimaru? Fujimaru and MASH, take all those barrels of water and put them in the wagon. Just do it because I said to. And Anyone else could have done it, but it had to be them.
Anyway, the best part of the episode was at the end.
Oh, and Enkidu just
where fake Enkidu shows up while they're just reminiscing on the beach.
Fenkidu.
Fake Enkidu.
Fake Enkidu. Fake Enkidu.
Fake Enkidu.
Yes!
Yeah. So he shows up and immediately trashes Bash.
No, I'm not. It's not even funny, dude. It's like, it's not even like a... It's like in a way that you can't even go, oh, man, she just got ass kicked. It's like, wow. That was...
What are they... They're just completely outmatched here.
It's like, it was like, you ever played World of Warcraft ever? I don't remember
Once.
If I had this happen to me, where you're a level 7, 8, and you're out in the world, and just some douche nugget from the opposite faction comes over from the Alliance and goes, ha ha ha, kill you. And then you go,
probably deserve it.
Well, let me just run back to my body. He just sits there and camps next to my body and kills me every time. That's what it's like. It's like Enkidu, Fakidu is sitting there he just wrecks like that. Just ends it. And before the final blow can be struck, Gilgamesh comes out and just lays the beat down on him. I loved it.
And there's this great scene where he's like, come at me, bro.
Oh, yeah, where he does the big thing from the sky.
Yeah, so it was a pretty cool fight scene, and the come at me, bro moment was great.
Well, my favorite part was when Enkidu does that move to finish off MASH, where he basically copies Gilgamesh to all the weapons at once.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and what is it like? They actually had that little back and forth where Gilgamesh is all like, it's funny because I remember when I invented that move, you said that was an inefficient waste of mana and this, that, and the other. And he's like, no, you got it backwards. You stole that move from me. And blah, 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 blah.
And then Mash points out that he's faking, and Gilgamesh is like, oh, okay.
The interaction between Fakidu and Gilgamesh, that was fun to watch. I love the way their banter back and forth was fun.
Yeah, and now the only thing I question is that, Gilgamesh is like, he wasn't even serious. He could have killed even me if he was serious, and we would have stood a chance. Now, if you read the Epic of Gilgamesh, neither of them had any advantage, and they were just sitting there punching each other when they first met.
Yeah.
Until they got bored. Well, at least until Gilgamesh got bored, and he collapsed in laughter.
Well, here's the thing. This isn't exactly Enkidu, though. This is fake Kidu. So he may have actually something that the big bad, was Tiamat.
Or there's something in the lore where Gilgamesh is like, I need to hold back.
Maybe. I don't know. But, so that was really, that was the whole episode.
Now, before we go on, I just want to recap because I have been reading about the other singularities.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do a short little, this is what happened in blah, blah, blah singularity.
Good, because I need that. I don't know if any of you all need that. Please.
Now, Singularity 1 takes place in the 100 Years' War, where the British and the French figure out that they just can't fucking stand each other. And the French
can? I mean, come on.
And the French think that the British mothers smell like elderberries. Anyway...
their mother was a hamster?
Yeah. So this starts immediately at the point where Jeanne d'Arc gets executed.
Oh, okay.
Because we needed a happy start.
That's a happy start, is it?
Yes. And so what happens is that her right-hand man or whatever the fuck his name is, it's French and I don't know how to pronounce it.
So it's probably something like...
Yeah.
So
he gets all despondent. He's like, Sean's dead. Fuck. And so he goes and he's like, you know what? I'm going to become a caster. And I'm going to be an evil caster. And I'm going to bring Sean back to life.
Oh.
So he finds the Holy Grail, makes his wish, and brings back Sean. Only it's not Sean. It's Dark Sean.
Ooh.
And she's evil.
Ah.
Because she's dark.
Ooh.
The actual term they use is alter because, I don't know.
But that's not nearly as edgy.
I don't know. Maybe the writer was like playing Altered Beast or something, and it was like, yeah, alter.
Then apparently the writer doesn't have friends because friends don't let friends play Altered Beast.
Anyway, so Jeanne Alter comes back and she wears black because she's evil.
Okay.
And she's like, you know what? It sucks that I died. Let's burn everything down.
Ah, okay.
So, like Google, she's like, evil looks pretty good right now.
Okay.
And what she does is she starts raising an army of undead and dragons.
As one
because
does.
that happened in the 100 Years' War.
Duh! Weren't you there? Come on.
And she goes around and starts killing all the nobles. And that's when Fujiwara and Mash show up. And they show up, and who do they meet?
I don't know.
Jeanne d'Arc.
The good one or the bad one?
The good one.
But I thought the good one was dead.
She's alive. Because reasons.
Oh! Yeah, okay. No, I got nothing. That was the first Holy Grail, okay.
So anyway, a bunch of stuff happens, and they're like, oh my god, John Alter has fucking dragons, so we need to go find Siegfried because he kills dragons. So they go find Siegfried, and he's like, sup, I lost my sword, so I can't kill dragons.
Oh.
So he has to go find his sword, and they find his sword and kill Fafnir.
As you do.
Because he's Siegfried, and that's what he does. He's a Norse hero that killed Fafnir because he wanted to, and then he committed suicide.
As one does.
Because he's Siegfried.
Yeah.
And then...
gotta do that before you become Nightmare.
A bunch of other characters show up, like Jaguar Man type characters, and so we're gonna skip over them. They're not important at all.
So wait, we're still in the first singularity here?
Yeah.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Then what happens is that Jean kills Jean Alter, and we're done.
Okay.
We're not in the first singularity.
Okay. Second singularity.
That will be next week.
Oh, okay.
Or actually the week after that.
Okay, alright. We'll do that.
So in episode 6, they find some zombies, blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah, they're tasked with I love this. They're like, Gilgamesh is all like, hey, I want this tablet. Okay, where'd you leave it?
He's like, I don't know. So yeah, I feel like Gilgamesh has been trolling them the whole time because he's just sending them out on fetch quests. And he's like, I don't know anything about this.
So somehow they learn it's in Blah City.
Yeah.
But this is a bad city. It's the cursed city because everyone there died.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they dead. That's not good.
And they come back as undead.
So they go there, and who do they meet but Ishtar, who apparently is solar powered? Because
this is where things start to get fuzzy because they couldn't beat Jaguar Man, yet they could beat Ishtar.
Ishtar literally did a nuclear man from Superman 4. The clouds came over, blocked the sun, and she went, ha! And then the clouds moved by. It was like, what?
And so Fujiwara is like, you know what? Ishtar's the goddess of, fertility, so I bet she's into bondage. So they tie her up, and they're like, we're interrogating you. And she's like, nah, I don't care.
And then when she wakes up, and it's nighttime, she has a different personality. It's like because apparently she's like the goddess Ishtar and this woman that was like the mortal woman.
Apparently
they combined them.
Some girl to put Ishtar's spirit or whatever into her body.
Yeah.
And they point out that, all the Mesopotamian gods have blonde hair.
Yeah.
Because reasons.
Yeah.
And we get this thing where Ishtar's like, I like you, Fujiwara. You're too tempting. Ha 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 ha. And then her hair turns blonde because she's evil.
I don't know. It's weird. She keeps flipping back and forth in this weird split personality thing. It was really weird.
We'll probably find out at some point.
But yeah, they're looking around and Fujiwara finds the tablets and then he dies.
Yes, that's canon.
And then remember the hooded guy that he was all like, you gave me a pancake! Oh, you motherfucker! You gave me a pancake for no reason?
Pancake?
Oh! Kindness for no reason? Oh! Oh! Son of a bitch.
He says fucking kindness for no reason is evil.
Yeah.
He's fucking he pulled out the fucking Thor's Book of Trolling.
Yes. So he meets him again in the underworld, and because all the undead or all the dead are going to drag him down to down into the netherworld, and he just shows up and goes, "Stop! Don't do it." And they all went, "Okay." And he's like, "Now we're even for your kindness. Fuck off back to the land of living. You don't belong here. Get out."
You had to send him back because he was evil.
Yeah. I think they gave him his name, but I can't remember what it was now because that was last week, and it was like a passing.
We'll probably never see him again anyway, so who cares?
So they get back. So apparently they get back to the town, Uruk.
Yeah.
Uruk, and he starts Fujiwara starts reading the tablet and then passes the fuck out.
And we learn that the big bad is King Solomon, and he's very bad, and he kind of looks like the guys from... you remember after Dragon Ball Z and GT stopped airing, and everybody was desperate to see more Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
And there's like Dragon Ball AF.
Oh, yeah.
They created this abomination of Super Saiyan 5, and he had gray hair.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like him.
Yeah, kind of. It was oh, but yeah, and then he's the big bad, and he has like the whole like the John Alter thing where it's just like, burn it to the ground! Yeah!
Well, his plan is to incinerate humanity.
As one does. You know.
Not destroy, incinerate. This guy has his priorities straight.
Good to know. So, he wakes up from this dream of Solomon. Shit, Solomon. We need to go over to this place.
And do stuff.
I can't remember why. I think I missed a part or something. We may have been talking over it. I don't know. But they're like, okay, but the thing is we can't go there. We need a distraction. So, oh my god.
Dude, they show up at the fucking North Gate where Leonidas is holding down the fort. And...
there's a guy in the background begins to open the gate. And then monsters go in. Monsters have breached the gate!
They're like, they've breached the gate! Oh my god, we gotta get our defenses together!
They didn't breach the gate, you opened the door!
You opened the door and they walked right in.
And then, after they defeat him, they go, the second wave is here! It's like, no one thought to close the door? No one thought to close the door! Really?
Yeah, the gate's still open, and they're like, a second wave!
And then
they're like,
after they
oh my god, a third wave is coming!
It was like... is there just one guy who's in charge of the door, and he was just like, oh, he pulled a Krillin when the guy comes in, like, It's like...
I can't operate the gate, I'm terrified! Oh my god, here comes a fourth wave! So after we do get through that,
the worst defensives ever.
They do head beyond the gate into the Demon Beast territory.
With Leonidas.
No, Leonidas stays behind. Because he has to guard the gate.
Oh, was he? Okay, with
it was
Benki?
Ushiwakimaru and Binky that went with
what's
them.
that name?
Ushiwakimaru.
Ushiwakimaru. Lady Ushiwakimaru and Benki go out with a bunch of Spartan troops. And they start fighting the bad guys, and when they're fighting
AKA red shirts.
Yes. And like half the red shirts stay with them, and the other half go with Fujimaru and Mash to go into this other city place.
So we get our first battle scene with Ushiwakimaru. And the camera cuts in interesting places because they have to.
Yes.
So you either only ever see her head
or her butt
from like her waist down. Because
she's not wearing a shirt nor a bra. She just has flaps that like come down.
And they want to keep their rating.
Yeah. But then when the good guys get there, they get to wherever they're going. Mash and Fujimaru, right?
Yeah, Fujimaru.
They get there and they're like, "Oh shit, we've been fucked." And then even Benki's all like, "Do you feel like they fell for our destruction way too easily?"
And Ushiwakimaru was like, "You know, I can't even at this point because it was." Just put up a picture of fucking Admiral Akbar.
So she like, but Gilgamesh hasn't said we're not allowed to go there. She's like, but Fujimaru called me his friend, and I couldn't call myself a samurai if I left my friend to die. So she starts running over there, and that's they meet Fakidu.
Fakidu's like, haha, I lured you here, and it was a trap.
And I present you Giant Monster! What was the name? I can't remember. It was a name I recognize.
It's like the offspring of Tiamat or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a Mesopotamian evil, so, like, taking one breath will kill 100,000 dudes.
But Anne kills it. But then Anne gets captured.
After being buffed by Merlin.
And then Anne gets captured.
Anne gets captured by Fakidu and killed.
Why don't you get stabbed through the gut? She's not technically dead yet.
Well, you didn't see the body, so...
Well, because Foe apparently also has magic powers and teleports her out of there. So, after turning into Corrin from The Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah, so we do get our first, what may be major encounter in this show, and it's not going to be against a joke character.
Thank God. Because Tiamat wakes up. She's like, hey, bitches, I'm going to kill all y'all now.
Now, the only thing is that I regret that they're probably not going to have Gilgamesh come run in to save the day now and do some more come at me, bro. So I guess we're going to get Ushiwakimaru, Merlin, Mash, and that's pretty much it. I'm
going to predict we're going to get like the righteous self-sacrifice of Ushiwakimaru. She's going to throw down her life for her friend.
The power of friendship.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, I have a prediction that's what's going to happen. But I got to say, we didn't like the joke character episode, but I think these last 3 episodes have actually been really fun to watch. Yeah. I've really enjoyed them. But yeah, that's that went longer than I meant it to. But that was Fate Grand Order. It was fun. It was fun. Hmm? Yeah. So yeah. Any final thoughts on that?
We'll have more Fate, and that probably won't get us any more downvotes if we don't hate it.
Probably not. So let's go ahead and move right along to the next episode on our list.
And next up on Kimono Michi, we get the Mal Celebration episode.
Celebration, right.
He's going through withdrawal because he can't have any more title matches with Animal Mask. And it's so dark and
That was so funny. Watching him, like, being all depressed and he's collecting Animal Mask memorabilia and, like, listening to his theme song over and over again on MP3.
So he just can't get over this because there's nothing left to live for because Animal Mask is gone. And he gets summoned by the bad guys because they wanted a Demon Lord. But they didn't get a Demon Lord, they got Mao.
Because isn't like Demon Lord in Japan is like Maho or something like that? Mao.
Because O is king and Ma is like the prefix for bad, evil, blah, blah, blah.
So they summon him, and not only because like the one demon, like one of the demons, like that's funny because like she has like a congregation around her of a bunch of Skeksis from the Dark Crystal.
If you say so.
They were straight up Skeksis. Skeksis.
And then in episode 6, we get the backstory of why she summoned Mao. Because...
Well, no. There was we'll go back to it, but that's fine. But
because she had a great rivalry, at least in her mind.
Yeah.
Of oh god, I can't even remember her name now.
I don't remember it either. I don't even remember the Dragon Lady's name. I don't remember either of their names.
Yeah, so the Fafnir girl that anyway, she always oppressed her, and she could never,
Well, she didn't oppress her. She didn't even realize she was being oppressive towards her. She's just like, oh, we're in a match. Okay, knocks her over. Like, I win.
It did crack me up, and it was really cute when they were like 5-year-old girls just having fights, and she shoved her. And she's like, I win. It's like, I want a rematch.
You're like, oh, I would, but I'm
hungry.
really hungry. He's like, wait, so if I get you food, you'll fight me again? He's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do whatever you want if you give me food.
Now, as far as I could tell, this was the low point for Kimono Michi for me. Yeah,
episode 6. Although, I did kind of enjoy the end of episode 6, where after the dragon girl has to prostrate herself, by going down on her hands and knees and begging to be allowed to keep her vampire servant. Then she, they go to leave, the evil vampire chick and her attendant. It's like, ha ha ha, we humiliated her, ha ha ha, we're so bad. And then like she shows up, like the dragon
she's
girl.
Like, you know what? I really like Carmella, so I'll make you pay.
It's like, it's like, oh, so what was it? She said like, oh, there was some kind of thing. And she's like, oh, if you already prostrated yourself before me and humiliated yourself, you have to do something worse than that. And like she starts taking her clothes off. They're all like, whoa, we didn't mean like that, Jesus.
You're a creep, like that other guy named Ginzo, who we don't know about yet.
And he's like, oh no, you must understand. I'm only taking my clothes off because I just don't want to tear.
I don't want to tear them up.
And even though we don't get to see it, it's pretty much just she's all like, see, the thing is that I'm of the what was it, Fafnir clan, and the most warlike of all the demon clans, and I just can't go back. It's just saying that I lost and didn't do anything about it. So she turns. It's insinuating she turned into a dragon and just kicked the shit out of them. So
fortunately, Siegfried's not in this world, so she's probably very good now. If Shigure finds the sword Balmoon, they might have some issues here.
But episode 6 was like, if you're watching this, you can skip episode 6. There's really no reason to watch it. It wasn't funny. It wasn't even interesting. It has some cute moments, but that's about it.
It's a skippable episode.
But going back to episode 5, there was another subplot in it that was actually the highlight of episode 5. Yes, following Mao and him going through his withdrawal was funny, but I loved watching the Wolfman and the Cat Girl try to get revenge. Yeah. Tried to steal
poorly thought out revenge.
They were going to steal his puppy. They're going to steal Genzo's puppy.
To inflict harm upon him. Grief and suffering. To get this revenge.
And I loved it so much because they lure the puppy over, and she's going to go catch him in the sack. And then Ant-Man shows up.
Not that Ant-Man.
No. The man who's an ant. And
he's the ant that's a man.
Yeah. And he proceeds. Apparently, he's a badass because he whoops on both of them to the point where the wolf dude's like bedridden. That's how bad he got his ass kicked.
Yeah. So I had questions about whether this guy is a wolf man.
He's a wolf
or a coyote.
I think he's a wolf
because of the schemes he comes up with.
Oh, because of Wily, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
He's smart. He makes the connection.
Took me a minute. I got there. You almost see the gears turning. They're like, wait a minute.
There's no gears there.
But, I did love, because by the end of the episode, Genzo comes back from doing whatever the fuck he was doing, and they tell him what happened, and he's all like, what the fuck happened? Excuse me? And he goes over to the thieves, and they're like, oh man, maybe we should just leave him alone from now on. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to ever see him again.
Boom! This door!
And he's like, you tried to kidnap my... whatever the dog's name is.
Oh, I thought you guys would be able to learn your lesson, but no, you couldn't learn your lesson, and now it's time for your payback.
And I love... He takes him and throws him out into the middle of the street and begins to just wreck him. Just in the middle of the street.
And then the bait guy comes up and he's like, So
then we get episode 7.
Naruto.
Episode 7... I just watched it. What was episode 7 again?
He's like, I just watched this show. I don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
No, what was that?
Episode 7 is where the lizard girl shows up.
Oh, yeah, the lizard girl. Yeah.
So this hunter shows up and is like, Genzo, I want to be your apprentice. And he's like, not interested.
Yeah, then there was she started talking about lizard men, and she's like, how did he come to the conclusion that she had
Because he touched her belly.
Oh, that's right.
And then he realized... Wait, this isn't, this doesn't feel like a normal woman. This is scaly?
And whips up...
And then he lifts up and he's like... Oh!
He gets an instant boner. He's like, yeah! Is it just when you're... because he gets mildly disappointed. He's like, so, is there any scales on your thighs and upper legs and stuff like that?
She's like, no, it's just on my tummy and my waist.
And back. And he's like, oh.
Yes, back.
He gets disappointed. Oh.
And he's like, oh. But I'm still interested. Okay, I'll take you on as my apprentice.
And they all start training her in the stupidest things.
So Genzo trains her to be a wrestler, even though she wants to be a hunter.
Yes. Shigure teaches her how to run really good.
Well, she needs that skill with what she does.
Yeah, and the Dragon Girl tries to teach her how to eat really good. And
as an attack.
Yes, as an attack. And because she keeps presenting her with things. She presents her with this big spider. She's like, lizardmen aren't real lizards. We don't eat bugs and stuff. She's like, but I worked really hard to catch it.
This is a giant spider from Zelda 2 where they come out of the trees and try to eat you. And it was creepy.
Yeah.
But she eats it.
And then Carmilla tries to teach her stupid shit like sexy pose.
She's like, yeah, do sexy poses.
It was so bad. And then, of course, Genzo finishes the whole thing off by teaching her the perfect German suplex. By
A valuable skill, by the way.
Trying to rip up trees with it. So they get back, and she's all he makes her a wrestler. He gives her a mask and an outfit and everything. And she's like, no! What? I didn't want to be a wrestler, I just want to be stronger. It's like, well, you never really told us why you wanted Genzo to train you. And while we don't hear it at first, Genzo gets all pissed off. He's like, what? Urgh! He runs to the guild.
Yeah, so after she told him her sad, sad story, he goes over to the guild and he executes all the patrons.
Executes.
By using lariats and all sorts of wrestling moves.
Yep.
They're like, what the fuck is... What is he doing?
So it turns out he's very upset. Even though she's not. She's like, I've gotten over it. After we did the training, I realized, that was just piddly little shit, and I need to get over it. And he's like, no!
All the hunters are upset as well because they've been running into troubles with their hunting. It's just not been going as well.
So that's why they've been teasing her,
They've
basically.
been teasing her.
They're making fun of her and teasing her. Giving her a good old-fashioned ribbon.
Okay, listen, girl, we're really sorry about this. We've just been upset, and we let it out on you. Let's just let bygones be bygones. And she's like, okay. And Gizzo's like, no, we can't let this slide.
You must fight all of them.
And so they have a wrestling match with weapons.
Yes. So the guy who keeps losing his sword, this
guy is so clumsy. He just, he trips and falls all the time.
He now has this
loses all these swords.
He now has this berserk style big dragon slayer.
Yeah.
And he fights against her, and she's got the twin daggers, and they're fighting, and she's doing all the moves she was taught by all of them. Well, except for the dragon girl. She's like, go after his meaty thighs.
Make sure to rip out his intestines.
She's like, I'm not doing that. But then she takes Carmilla's advice and does a sexy pose in the middle of the fight.
And this just infuriates this guy. He's like, what the fuck are you doing?
And disarms her because of it. But then he's like, I will do the finishing blow, and puts his sword over his head, and Gizzo's like,
Gizzo, there's an opening. Make sure to get him.
So she not even kidding, she those Super Nintendo games where they want to show where they move really fast, they have the many little after images that say just sort of. She gets behind him and does the perfect German suplex on him. And I love Shigure so much because the moment he's suplexed and they pan back over to the group going, oh, she's got the sword. She already has his sword
on her back, tied up in a bag. You know what she's gonna do with that?
Yep.
What a lucky girl.
I know, right? She just keeps finding all these swords people keep laying around. I mean, really.
And then our bait guy shows up again, and he's like, "What's going on?" And then they explain, "Yeah, they're having a mock battle."
Yeah.
And he's like, I wonder about this.
So after the episode's over, and the new lizard, I don't even want to call her a lizard girl because
before that, they're walking back, and Shigere's figured it out. She's like, by the way, Genzo, because they explain about this dude, this beast that's been attacking them.
Bare-chested, tiger-headed, monster, beast man that keeps showing up and stealing all of their prey before they can get it.
And using these awkward, exotic moves on them.
It's some kind of were-tiger or something. We don't know what it is. It's this lavish cape.
So Shigure has figured this out because she's smart.
Yes.
She has a high intelligence. And she's like, Genzo, that was you, wasn't it? He's like, I don't know anything about that.
No comment. No idea what we're talking about. Even Carmella's like, don't, Shigure, he's not going to...
It's not even worth it. Yeah, and so in our stinger, Bacon Man shows up and he's like, you know what? This fighting thing, that's very interesting. We need to do this, and we're going to make money off of it.
Basically, through Genzo, he's introduced professional wrestling to an isekai world.
Yes, so we will have the isekai circuit of professional wrestling.
WWI?
Yes.
World Wrestling Isekai Federation?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Although I won't be surprised if it's something like Wolf.
World Organization of Lousy Fighters?
I don't know. But given that this is an animal-based show...
I'm not complaining.
I can see it going that way. Now, I do want to see some actual wrestling matches where they're using folding chairs and stuff and jumping off of ladders.
Yes!
doing all the silly shit that they're known to do. There used to be this professional wrestler in Japan called Genki Sudo, and he would come out with a KFC bucket on his head. And it was every fucking match, he would just come out.
See, the one thing, there was one episode, one part of this episode that confused me a little bit. There was one part where, like, Genzo was talking to the lizard girl, and he's all like, well, if you were a kobold or something, then that'd be something. And it shows, like, the dog woman he's been talking to. I was like, wait, she's supposed to be a kobold? I know her husband's a kobold, but why did they show her?
Who knows what kobolds look like?
Apparently, maybe she's a maybe in this world, instead of being dragonish, kobolds are
ICP
doggish?
needs to write a song about that.
No.
I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah, I mean, we already had...
Skip episode 6.
We've already had enough, that we don't need fucking any more, what would you call it? Real-world endorsements of stuff in a fantasy world. No, thank you.
Or do we?
No, because I'm playing Death Stranding right now, and if I have to see one more Monster Energy drink can, I'm gonna fucking puke.
Okay, I have no comment because I've never drank a Monster in my life.
I never either. I'm just saying, Death Stranding has Monster Energy drink in it.
So I've heard.
It's so bad. But yeah, it's like, I don't want that would just be awful. Having ICP doing shit in there, because then we'd have Fago branded stuff in fucking Komodo Michi, and I don't need that in my life.
I wasn't saying branded. I was just saying make a stupid song where they would say something ridiculous and everybody pays them for it.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, maybe I can go with that then. But that's all you got for Komodo Michi?
That is all I have.
That's all I have. Like you said, episode 6, it really adds nothing at all.
Or does it?
No, it doesn't add a damn thing. In fact, it doesn't even further anything. Like, literally, that didn't need to be an episode. That could have been one flashback in the middle of an episode. They didn't need it. Like, 3/4 of all of that.
It could have been like the flashback in Orgasmo where the dude's like a kung fu master, and he tells his dad, you know what, Dad? I'm not doing hamster style anymore. And he's like, okay, Jimmy.
So, yeah, with Komodo Michi out of the way, we're about halfway done. So, that took us... Oh, well. Maybe we should get to getting then. That took us quite a while. So, moving right along. No Guns Life. Got way better after the misadventures of Tetsuro.
Yeah, so now I'm really enjoying this show. It's been kind of... it's been building over the last 3 weeks.
Yes.
Like a slow burn. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting, like, more and more interested in this as it goes along now.
Because, I mean, what I like most about it, like... So we've already gotten to know Juzo, we've gotten to know Tetsuro and Mary. It's great. Now they're moving on to building more of the world. And I really, really like that.
So tell us more about No Guns Life.
I'm trying to remember, episode 5, was that the one where they defeated, what's her face?
Sure.
Or what was her name? The blonde hair girl. Yeah, the two sisters.
I know she has a name.
Was it Anne?
But I do know that also we are terrible with names. So her name could be like Barbara or...
It's Robo Spider.
Yeah, Robo Spider Girl.
So... it was actually kind of cool. I liked what, like, it just shows how evil this Burn organization is.
Yeah, because Mr. Neckbeard shows up again, and his...
Did he have a neckbeard?
Yes,
there's
a scene in that episode.
I thought it was a double chin.
where he just jumps up and he's all excited, and the fat rolls in his neck jiggle.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
I didn't see a beard on it. I don't remember. I remember he has like the curly little blonde hair up the top, but...
Whatever, same thing.
But, he's like, okay, girls, if you capture that guy, you won't be useless to us. And then when they can't capture that guy, you're useless to us! And then they beat the shit out of the one girl who can control her sister from going crazy, and then inject her with a thing that will make her go fucking psychotic.
Long story short, we get the mega happy ending. Or do we?
If by mega happy ending you mean Juzo allowed Tetsuro to grab his trigger, that's not what you're thinking it means. Remember, he has a gun for a head.
Okay, after that doozy of an admission, can we go on to episode 6?
Well, sort of, because apparently by him setting off his gun, it made some lady with blue lipstick very upset.
I just want to preface this by she's kind of hot.
If it wasn't, I don't know what the artist's obsession is with lips in this show, because her lips take up about a third of her face.
It kind of there's a new character in Dr. Stone. I know you haven't been keeping up with it, but two new characters they showed up that have the similar lip style.
I don't
having
like that lip
these
style.
big lips, and
I'm nothing against people with big lips, but I mean,
it doesn't bother
it's like, it's like it looks like she has this chick in No Guns Life looks like she has a bee allergy and someone like a bee stung her in the lips. That's what it looks like.
Maybe that's what happened.
And that's why they're blue, because it's just all the blood circulation cut off to her lips because they were just so swollen.
Nah, I think she's using some lipstick or lip gloss or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
And she's just...
I don't like...
That's her favorite color.
I don't like that look. I like that style. It's just not for me, but...
I'm fine with it.
It throws me off every time. I'm just like, lips! Look at the lips! Holy shit, look at those lips! Jesus!
Look, this is anime, and there are very, very few women characters that are over the age of 18.
Granted.
So, I have to take what I get.
And I know you're out there right now going, oh, Featherhoof can accept the guy with a gun for a head, but he can't accept the chick with the giant lips, huh? Yes. Yeah.
You filthy misogynist!
I know. Oh, I'm a Nazi, misogynist, racist, sexist motherfucker. I get it. Whatever. But, so, episode 6?
You apologist for guys with guns for heads. Look at you.
So, what do we get in episode 6?
Episode 6, so some bad guy breaks out, and he's really bad. And
we didn't. That's like at the end of the episode. At the beginning, it shows like Juzo getting he goes to a barber shop to get repairs for his face.
I'm very sad now. I was getting there.
You're going backwards, though.
That's just how I normally do things.
Backwards?
Yes.
Okay, but I didn't say anything. How are you going? What was that?
Okay, so we're at the barber shop, and Juzo's getting his
hair done.
Trimmed.
Yeah, apparently this barber's also a really good gunsmith.
It's just they're putting oil in his revolver, and he's like, "That's the stuff."
It is a little phallic because he's got the revolver part clicked out, and the guy's sitting there going in and out of the revolver, and Juzo's like, "Yeah, I'm digging that."
So anyway, Miss Blue Lips pops in, and she's like, "You discharged an illegal weapon, and I'm pissed at you. You're going to jail."
But
I'm the cops, by the way.
We have an agreement. If I ever have to put you in jail, you got get out a free jail card by doing me a favor.
And he's like, "Oh, I don't really want to do it, but okay."
There's like these dudes that escaped, and we caught
really bad dudes, by the way.
Really bad, but all but 2 of them have been caught. So all but 2. Okay, who are the other 2? Oh, well, one of them is it's that guy. And he likes to hug people. He really likes to hug people.
By the way, don't get hugged by this guy.
If
he's like standing there with a sign on him that says "free hugs," just resist the effort. You know.
I know that's hard.
Resist the urge.
I know that's difficult. You know, hugs are a good thing. Everyone wants a hug. Don't do it. Just don't do it. No matter, I don't care how lonely you are, how bad of a day you've had. I could really use a hug right now. If this guy comes, I'll give you a hug. Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. No, thank you.
No hugs. No, this is the no hug zone.
His torso is the no hug zone.
Yeah. Don't go there, man. You're gonna have a bad time.
Although I do gotta say, that was like pretty graphic. It was just like, I'm gonna hug you 2 police officers. Like watching them getting ripped to fucking shreds. It's like,
somehow they survived though.
Because they're bobits.
Yeah, they're bobits.
Yeah.
So they survived.
Yeah. And
they're like, man, we're so sorry, we fucked up.
But what's his name? What's the new guy they introduced? The white haired guy who does the pins?
The guy that's straight from Hellsing, I don't remember his name.
Oh, he's like stops the guy and like does the things with the pins that knocks him out, and then one of the heads of the cops who got like just destroyed by the hug is floating down the river, and he's like, "I'm so sorry, sir. I'm sorry, I fucked up."
He's like, no big problem.
No,
By the way, you're demoted.
Yeah, he was all like, "The cops can't do their jobs. It's fucking wasting my time."
Cops would do your jobs.
Can't do your jobs and you fail like this. You're not even worth my time. Get out of here. Get out of your head floating down the river. So yeah, we have this new. He's not too happy with Juzo being here. He's not a big fan of that.
He's like, man, this guy's getting in the way of my big ego.
He's like, Juzo, you watch it. If you put a toe out of line, I'll be there. I will be there. He's like really like, he's like a
I'm watching you.
He's like one of those. Like he joined the force apparently because he specifically hates overextendeds and wants all of them behind bars. Period. So he's like
belong in jail.
Yeah, he's like waiting for like any overextended to like go over that to go over the line so he can be there to arrest them.
Looks like justice to me.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've like expired all of episode 6.
Yeah, pretty much.
And in episode 7. Blue Lips Lady has a strange fetish of opening up cans of sardines and just sniffing them and going, "Oh, that stinks!"
And apparently even Juzo can smell it with his...
stinks.
I really... there's so many questions I have about Juzo. A, where are his eyes? And secondly, where are his smell receptors? Because even he was like, "Oh, God, the smell! Oh!" It's like, you don't have a nose, bro. How are you?
So I can confirm that, open cans of sardines, they do stink really bad.
Oh, yeah. I can double confirm this.
Vomit when I smell it.
They're bad. They're very bad.
I don't understand how people eat that shit.
I don't know. It's gross. But then again, I mean,
yeah.
There's worse things out there.
Is that our conclusion for episode 7?
You ever smelled kimchi?
No.
Don't. It's like cabbage and fish sauce. It's gross.
Okay. Featherhoof telling horror stories over here.
Well, yeah. So he gets on the case to find this dude, Gordy or something like that,
and he's on the case, and he goes over to
the most recent victim's house,
which is
the Resident Evil mansion.
It's the mansion from Resident Evil.
Straight up, it's just straight up, including with the big foyer, with the big foyer rather, with the staircase that goes up the middle, that goes up into a balcony. It's like, Jesus Christ.
We don't spend very much time here, though. Or we do spend a lot of time here, because the guy from Hellseed shows up while Juzo's like, "Man, there's a lot of pictures of this dude on this wall, and is this dude's family?"
Oh yeah, and he finds like the military picture behind the family picture. And then Hellsing guy shows up and tries to fight him.
He's like, "I got you down."
But then they both think that the other's that Gordy guy at first. Or whatever his name was, Grody or...
Yeah, we'll go with Grody.
Grody, yeah. Grody, I love it. So they at first they mistake each other for Grody. Like, oh, but we're going to fight anyway, because we just don't like each other.
And I've got a gun for a head.
I did like the fight, because it shows how much of a badass Juzo is. Because it's like, he knows he can't dodge all of the needles. So what he does is he moves his body in such a way so that the needles will not go to their intended target, so they won't affect him the way that the guy really makes.
Yeah, so the Hellsing dude fights through acupuncture.
Basically, yeah.
And he hits your vital points, and I guess that somehow fucks up your chi, and you can't move anymore. But he realizes that Juzo had dodged him somehow, and he's like, "I know you're pretending and you're fucking faking this. I didn't hit the right spots."
And then Juzo like, "Ah, damn."
He's like, you got me.
I was gonna.
I'll just flex.
He's like, "I was gonna knock you out when your guard went down."
Yeah, as soon as you walked by me, I was gonna get you with the tried and trusty karate chop to the back of the neck.
So they decide to temporarily have a temporary ceasefire. And they work together to try and find this dude, because Juzo's all like, "All right, well, my cabbie sort of GTFO'd." Because I love that scene. But the cabbage was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get shot! Ah! And like
The
drives
next
away.
few scenes I do have a great deal of problems with because
Juzo goes, okay, Helsing guy whose name we can't remember quite yet. He's like, you're gonna drive me to the next victim's house.
I'll just call him Lee because he looks like Lee from Tekken.
It's all right, Lee. You're gonna take me to the next victim's house. The next victim's house? You don't even know who it is. Oh no, I know.
I know who it is.
Because of this military picture. These were all the first overextendeds. These are all of them. They were all the first extendeds. And
Like, what?
3 of these 5 guys are already dead. One of them is the actual guy we're trying to find. So obviously this is the last guy, and he's that big gold-headed guy. So they go to find big gold-head guy. Was it something golden armed or something like that? Army. Everyone tries army.
Yeah, so he has a bunch of protesters or fans that
This
are out
gold-
there screaming army, and I guess they were supporting the Army team and the Army Navy football team. Something like that.
The second biggest NCAA football team or football game after the All-Star game.
Sure.
But actually, does the NCAA have All-Star? I don't think they have an All-Star game, do they? I don't know. But
They could. I don't watch
I don't-
college football. Then.
I don't either. I don't even watch real football, but
Real football. What's that?
they're like magnets. It doesn't exist.
You just don't know how it works.
Yeah, but so they get there and there's a little girl and she gets knocked down and she's got like flowers and she's like, "Oh, little girl, let me pick you up. Sorry,
You
you're
got
okay."
scared?
Oh,
But
yeah.
I've got a gun for a head.
Which is like, they spent a lot of time focusing specifically on this little girl. It's like, gee, I wonder who the bad guy is.
Must be the guy with a gun for a head.
Yeah, totally. So she goes to give the big famous guy, Golden Armed or whatever his name was, the flowers, and oh, it's that grody guy. Oh, he gets from behind, he doesn't kill the guy, and
Juzo restrains him with his wire of doom.
yeah, like he's gonna fight him, and then Lee shoots, fires the needles in his back of his neck to stop him. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take him down because my ego needs expanding. My ego isn't big enough. I must get the arrest."
And then they realized that this wasn't Grody.
Because
After Juzo tried to headbutt him.
well, no, Juzo was just getting back up. Lee was trying to do this flying kick into the dude's face, and the dude's face happened to be right in front of Juzo's, and the flying kick hit the back of flying kick hit the back of Juzo's
That's
neck,
an illegal move.
which sent him flying into the
Lee
face
should
of
be
the bad guy.
disqualified from this MMA match or whatever.
But then as the dude falls down, it turns out to be a mask, and it's like sort of cracks.
He's
it,
like,
cracks
wait,
off.
that wasn't Grody. So, where is Grody?
Well, Mr. Golden Arm guy, or Golden Faced guy,
He stole the little girl, by the way.
well, he thought he was protecting her. He's like,
Stole
her. And he's like, "You okay, little girl?"
This was an attempted kidnapping.
Oh, I'm so glad you're okay, little girl. Oh, man, sorry, things like that don't normally happen. But don't worry, the great Golden Arm guy, I won't let anything happen to you. Then all of a sudden, his men or his security team are all murdered.
We don't know. There could still be bad guys around here.
Shit!
And we're wearing red shirts.
We have this metal tentacle through our chest. What the fuck's going on?
Oh, Lord, we're dead, aren't we?
And turns out little girl was actually Grody.
Which
By-
then transforms into something that was much larger than a little girl.
Yeah.
Because this is No Gun's life and you can do that.
Well, this is the same anime that gave us that chick with the giant spider thorax outside that comes out of her.
We've already been over this. She has a vagina of holding.
But that's still ridiculous!
Bro, you're watching anime and you're
Oh,
questioning
yeah.
this?
That is true. Yeah. I'm an idiot.
Okay. This perfectly blows your argument out of the water.
Please.
Juzo has a gun for a head.
You know what? I concede. I concede to that.
I'm glad to claim victory.
Good. Oh, you gotta have at least one in your life. Don't worry. It's okay. I gave you that one.
And that's the end of the episode.
Pretty much, yeah. I really have, like, except for that episode of Tetsuro's misadventures in Juzo's body, I really like
was
the show.
the 1 week episode that we've had so far.
It's actually gotten really good sense.
I'm getting a lot more into this as it goes along.
Same here. It's still, I mean, there's still the dissonance of, Gunhead, but other than that, hey, really enjoying it.
Now, I feel like Kimono Michi and Arasaki started off a lot stronger than this show.
Agreed, yes.
But this has just been getting better as it goes along, except for one little misstep.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it didn't fall hard enough to break its neck.
Thank God for that. But that's
it.
That was no Guns Life for this time around. Excellent show. Can't wait to watch more of it. But we got to talk about 2 more animes, so I think it's time we wrap this up and move right along.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to cover Arasaki, so we'll go on to the next one.
What?
I'm just kidding. We're talking about Arasaki here.
Yay!
So we have episodes 4, 5, 6, and 7. I can't count right.
Was that one of the ones that we started the second week
Or is it 4, 5, and 6?
Might be 4. I think that was one of the shows that started the second week.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's some variation of 4, 5, and 6, or 5, 6, and 7. I'll just cover all of our bases.
Yay! Our bases are covered.
This is a show about a certain scene that there's a certain scene at a baseball game. So
everything ties back to that goddamn baseball game. Everything ties back to the fucking baseball game. There's another one in this trio of episodes.
So episodes, the first 2 episodes are wrapping up the whole arc with Asanaru.
Yes.
So she gets talked out of, printing this bad article that would expose Joro for the bad man that he is.
This is another thing I love about this episode. I love all the third dimensional chess that happens in this episode.
I feel like this has been, losing the whole third dimensional chess.
No, it came back. It came back in the second episode. It wasn't as
strong as, after the season finale.
Well, I love because, in this, the first 2 episodes we're talking about here, the one with Asanaru,
mm-hmm.
I love that, it's like one of those things that after you watch the second of the 2 of them, you, can go back and go, oh, I see how it all tied together. Oh! Because I love that one girl. Remember the first year student that he's.
Yeah, the first year student. That was actually a hilarious scene.
Because Joro is going to be the guy for the spring festival.
Yes.
The 3 girls are going to be Himawari, Cosmos, and this first year student. The first year student goes, "Oh no, it's you, the slipper licker," or whatever she called him.
Yeah, so this was a it's not a transliteration, is it? Is that the word I want to use?
Transliteration? What?
Yeah, that's an actual word.
Is
yeah, words like Jesus are covered under it.
Oh, okay.
But it's 2 words put. Yeah, maybe it is a transliteration.
Well, they do that a lot because a lot of nicknames like Pansy and Cosmos come from merchant names.
The word for slipper and pervert put together. No, terrorist. That's what it was.
Oh God, really?
Because she calls him the slipper terrorist.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because at the beginning of that episode, Pansy is like, "You'll do blah 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 blah, anything blah blah blah," and she's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna put my leg up here, lick my foot."
Well, that was that was like the episode before.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah,
it's relevant. And so this story gets back to this, first year girl, and she's like, "Oh God, I don't want him licking my slippers because that's just weird."
So she won't join in. No, none of the other girls are going to join in because there's still there's the rumor, and those girls those 4 girls come up and go, "If we find out if any of the stuff in this article is true, we're going to make your life hell, you son of a bitch." And none of the girls are not very happy. No one wants to be the 3rd girl in this thing.
Jorah's like, "Why is my life so terrible? I just want to have a harem of girls, and this isn't working out for me at all."
So what was their plan? To replace the 3rd girl with Sunshine.
Brilliant plan.
Yes. They talk to the principal, Cosmos talks to the principal, and he allows it, to allow a guy to be the 3rd girl.
He's like, yeah, it seems reasonable.
Yeah. I'm a progressive guy. This is a modern age. Yeah, we can have a guy play as one of the 3 girls. All right.
And then somehow Asunaro fucks us all up, and they're all like, and Himawari and Cosmos are all like, I don't ever want to talk to you again.
What was it? There was something that happens. Oh, the article gets printed by mistake.
By mistake.
And they're all like, oh crap, we all have to like keep our distance from each other, because they were all practicing the dancing together, and they were all friends and doing the thing, and now they're like, oh, we can't be seen around each other. Oh, we gotta.
Now Asunaro was scheming behind the scenes because she wanted to be the girl that danced with Joro for whatever reason, because she's in this show and she's insane.
Yeah, and I loved episode. We'll say 5, because let's say it's 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, okay.
I like.
I'll go with it.
Yeah, I liked 5 because Cosmos just comes up to Asunaro and just is all like, we need to have a talk. And she's like, Joro will come with me. You know, you can talk whatever you say in front of me. You can say in front of Joro. I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of it. And she's like, are you sure
this
you want?
Ruin everything.
Like, you really don't want Joro in on this. You really don't want him hearing this. No, I want Joro around. He's like, Cosmos is like, okay, just remember, I gave you the option of Joro not being there. So they take her and Joro to a room, and Cosmos just goes, here's your plan, bitch. Here's your plan all laid out. I figured out what you were doing.
Now, before we go any further, I do want to give shout-outs to our old nemesis, Bench-kun, who shows back up.
Oh my god, that was
spills
awesome!
the beads and gives the whole spiel and says the exact same thing that all the other girls have said up to there, and Joro's just freaking out. He's like, why? He's like fucking Nancy Kerrigan on the floor.
Yep.
Back in the 1990s, just screaming out, "Why me?"
I don't know, because like she says, like I saw you at that baseball game. Because always go back to the baseball game.
He's like, what the fuck? Like, how does this all go back to the baseball? I don't. What?
It's like I saw you. Like, yeah, I looked over and you were over there looting at this girl with big tits in the crowds. And that's when I knew that you were a bad guy.
He's like, what? What?
And then.
All I was trying to do was look at these big tits. Guilty as charged.
And so Cosmo, I love that scene where Cosmo just lays it out. It's like, okay, this is what happened, how it happened, and how you did it. You know, you actually printed the story on purpose, and then pretended that it was by accident to try and break us all apart. And then you spent all that time with Joro practicing the day of the dancing, and specifically putting out rumors of all the bad things Joro's done, so that no one else would want to be the third girl, so you could be the third girl. And, what was it? There was
nuh-uh. You don't have any evidence. Nuh-uh.
It's like, you even, it's like, it's like, oh, yeah, she's like, Asunara's all like, just check the sign-out key, the sign-out sheet for the newspaper room. So you'll see, I didn't sign it out. It wasn't me that day. Ha, ha, ha. He's like, oh, yeah, that's true, except for the fact that this is a fake! Oh!
And here's the real one.
There's a proof, ha ha ha! And it turns out it's because Asunaro actually loved Joro. Because...
What a sad, sad story.
Yeah, I fucked up your life because I actually loved you, because that day at the baseball game... And again, he's like, okay, I love him because he goes, I know it's probably insensitive to say this right now. Everything goes back to this baseball game? Really? So at that baseball game, I wasn't paying attention. All of a sudden, the ball came flying at me, and you dived in front of me to save me from the baseball.
And he's like, that's not what actually happened. I was just trying to move to get a better look at this girl's big tits. And
of course, he didn't say that out loud.
Happened to catch the ball in my face.
Which
is a terrible thing,
Yeah.
You're trying to get a look at some girl's big tits, and instead you get balls.
Wow. So actually, I did feel kind of sad, kind of bad. I mean, Asunaro, she did a bad thing. Okay, I get it. She did a bad thing. I wouldn't say, unforgivable, because, it did in the end. It did turn around, and there was a retraction and everything. So Joro's life wasn't completely fucked up. It was
until the next arc.
Until the next arc, yeah, we'll get there. But it's like, so, but she does pour out her heart and say, Joro, I've always loved you. I really feel for you. Please, let me be the third girl, and love me like you do the other girls, and this, that, and the other. And just like, he just lays it on line, like, look, I don't feel that way about you.
Yeah, you're not my type.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really say that. I think he actually let her down in
well,
the
there
best way possible.
There was one part where he's like, the harem expands. You know, because he has this delusional mindset where he's going to have this harem of all these girls. And it never turns out that way because in reality, he just can't stand them.
Yeah.
Kind of like Kazuma.
But he does tell her, like, look, here's the thing. I appreciate that you have these feelings for me, but I don't feel that way about you. I don't have any romantic feelings for you. Which is true about all the girls. He doesn't have any romantic feelings for any of them. He's being honest. It's like, he's still just a fucking pig in the end. But she doesn't take it well. She runs out of the room. And she prints her retraction and all the other things. And everything's back to normal.
Everyone lived happily ever after.
Until...
episode 7.
6.
I'm pretty sure it was 7.
Okay, 7. 12. Episode 12.
We don't really need to cover episode 7 because
there's a couple
first
of
off,
things.
they say they're breaking the fourth wall left and right in this episode.
They do, actually.
Right at the beginning, Joro wakes up and he's like, what's going on? And he goes downstairs and he sees his mom. And
his mom.
For some reason, they decided that her voice should be a 5-year-old's.
That's what it sounded like to me.
It sounded like that to me, too.
Like, it sounded like...
It sounds like what an actress is trying to do when she's trying to act like she's a kid.
Or like one of those like magical girls, you know, like a character from a magical anime.
Or that.
She's got like the high, very childlike voice.
Yeah. And her age is whatever. But it turns out that Pansy's there. Because she was doing her daily stalking of Joro, which she's like...
Which she always calls a coincidence.
It's a coincidence that she was stalking him.
It's like, what do you see?
Likely story.
Yeah, me getting invited into your house was just a coincidence, you know? I was just walking along, minding my own business, performing my daily stalking of you. George's like, that's not a coincidence!
They're like all criminals in this show.
So... That's what all that needs to be said, is that she was stalking... I love that they just go on this. She's still stalking him. And then they go...
Pansy is going hard in on getting this Joro to like love her or whatever. She's way out there, you know. She's just doing criminal acts to win his love and adoration.
Wait till we get later in the episode. But so they go to the public pool. That's what they're doing there. They're going to the pool, which is more like an indoor water park more than a pool. But...
Yeah, this is a filler episode, by the way.
Yeah,
if we hadn't mentioned it.
Yeah,
they state that this is an anime original episode.
Yep.
They literally state that.
They do. And the girls are going to have a competition. It's like whoever gets Joro to have the most fun will be the winner, and Joro will have to do whatever that girl says for the rest of the day. Which, of course, Joro was all like, I didn't agree to this! And they're like, we don't care!
So anyway, all the girls show up in their swimsuits, and I'm probably going to jail.
Pansy
because of Pansy.
She is busting out of
I don't understand how her swimsuit works, by the way.
Yeah, it was just like a little bit...
There's a couple things that are wrong with it. First, it's variable coverage from shot to shot.
Yeah.
And in other shots, it's like... Where are her nipples? Because they should be there, but it's covering up here.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Whoa, whatever.
It was. I mean, I did like the bottom part of it, like the sash thing she had tied around that the bathing suit. I thought it was kind of cute.
Oh yeah. I like the bottom part. Well, I liked every part.
But it's just it's like the top part was just sort of like, how is that working?
But I'm going to jail because she's a high school girl.
But so
what about his 5-year-old mom?
Oh god. But I couldn't live with that. I couldn't live with that voice.
That voice would drive me crazy.
It's like if I had to listen to that, like, hello, honey, how are you? Like, oh no. But so I love that. One of the things I loved about this episode is Sunshine comes in to save the day during all three of them. Like first he's on the one with Himawari where he loses his trunks, and Sunshine just comes in, saves the day to like block the dude Joro from being seen with his naked with his little
because Himawari is wearing his trunks on her head, and she was going to get a face full of dick.
And then when she's going on the lazy river with Cosmos and the dolphin inflatable.
The little kids are making fun of him. They're like, ha ha ha, he got dumped.
And because
He's like, what?
because Cosmos is misinterpreting everything he says as a proposal of marriage, and she's like she's too shy to get on because she like falls into her own mindscape.
Joro's gonna marry me.
And like he starts floating off and he can't stop it. So fucking Sunshine comes from like the top rope.
I'll rescue you, Joro.
And jumps on the back of it. It's like, see, now it's not awkward because you're not on it by yourself. And they ride off into the sunset. It shows like a mindscape of them riding off into the sunset on this inflatable dolphin.
Yeah, so the yaoi, undertones are very strong in this episode.
But then the best part where he's in the hot tub with Pansy.
And she's just chilling there,
talking about all her stalkations. It's like, it's like, man, it'd be really bad if someone just found out about those nudie mags you have hidden in the secret drawer of your computer desk.
Now, I was kind of interested because, on the one hand, Joro's either gay or bisexual, and he has nudie bags of guys, and that's what Pansy found, or they're just nudie bags. But he cuts her off. She was going to say what kind of nudie bags he had, but she never got it out.
And Sunshine comes out of nowhere to be like, save the day! It's like such a saves the day in all three instances. So I do like that when he goes to get the drinks for everybody, and he meets that red-haired girl, which he has
so
amnesia?
For some reason he gets amnesia from the last episode where she was like, I'm going to ruin your life if these accusations are true.
Yeah, it's that chick, the one who comes up to him.
And he's like, who is she?
But it was funny,
remember this
even
girl.
she forgets. She's like, oh, maybe you're not him.
You looks like somebody I know.
Like some asshole that I know.
By the way, what should I do about this asshole whose life I tried to ruin?
No, my friend. My friend tried
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah. But she keeps saying the wrong pronouns, and she keeps referring to herself by accident. And he's like, wait, I thought this was about a friend.
This was about a friend. This was about a friend.
So I do like at one point she goes, like, so what's your ideal kind of girl? Because he says something about hair or something like that.
Yeah.
And she's
like, I like girls with black hair.
Because she asks, like, what's your ideal hair color or something like that? And he's like, I like the soft silkiness of black hair or something like that. And
she's like, but I have red hair.
So the episode ends, and I do love it. It's like, okay, Joro, you have to tell us who won, who made you the happiest today. Because it was Sunshine.
So every time Joro describes what he likes in a girl, it's some feature that Pansy has.
It is, yeah.
And then we get a stinger at the end of the episode where this new girl shows up, and
first the redhead girl shows up, and she's got straight black hair now.
He's like, wait, who are you?
And then the four other girls who are all like, "Oh, we hate you," we all come up and they apologize in front of him, and oh, okay. Class starts, and we meet this new girl, Yuki. Which, bitch, she wastes no time.
She's like, Joro, you get married to me. And everybody's like, what? Like,
hello, okay, class, this is this new girl, Yuki. She's going to introduce herself. And we're going to, you're all going to give her your undivided attention. Yuki, where are you going? She just walks up straight up to Joro, and then just gets on one knee, kisses his hand, and he's like, I am here, I'm your perfect girl. It's sad that you don't remember me, even though I remember you, vividly. But I will always be there for you, and I will love you regardless of anything else that happens. And he's just sitting there going, oh, fuck.
And everybody else is like, wow, what a shocker.
And the episode ends.
So I guess they're going back to canon episodes, or they're just making up at this point.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I don't know how many light novel volumes are out there.
I don't know.
And I'm too lazy to figure that one out.
But this show continues to keep me enthralled. Even this filler episode was fun.
Yeah, I did like this. This show has been pretty great throughout.
Yeah. I mean, I call it a filler episode.
This filler episode is like Sailor Moon filler, where I don't hate watching it. It's actually fun.
Well, I don't know that it was filler. This episode could have been filler. I've never read the manga, so I don't know if it's
this is
filler.
anime original.
Oh, did they? I thought they were making a joke.
No, they were serious.
Oh, okay. Okay, no. Hey, check it out. But yeah, it was actually good. It was, like I said, filler, but fun. Enjoyed it. So
we got our beach episode, and everything was good in the world.
Yeah. Continue. This is still, if it's not the top anime for us this season, it's definitely up there.
Maybe.
So, hey, we love it. Hope you love it. You got any final thoughts?
I'm going home.
Not yet, because we have one more anime to talk about.
I'm going home.
And you're not going to go home, and we're going to talk about this episode right now. And to round out this week, we watched Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun.
And I slept through it.
No, you didn't.
I thought I did.
You did not.
Okay.
I painted eyeballs on your closed eyelids, so obviously you were awake.
Oh, okay. That's... Okay, so I guess I watched it?
Yes. I mean, come on. I mean, I'll grant you this. Yes, the show isn't the most enthralling this season, but it's still fun.
I didn't like the second half of the race.
The second half of the race... Well, let's put it this way. Episode 5. I didn't like the first half of that second half. Where they're like, oh, they're doing the race, and they showed a lot of Saburo.
So you didn't like a quarter of the episode?
No, I didn't like the first half of it.
Of the second half?
Yes.
Or the first half?
Of episode 5. The first half of episode 5.
Okay.
I didn't like a quarter of this arc, yes. A quarter of this arc. This 2-episode arc.
So you admit you lost?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't get it, but okay. The first part with Saburo, and he's like trying to fight the Guardian of the Wind Valley and getting his ass beat, was just sort of like, it just wasn't fun watching him get his ass beat.
Yeah, I felt this was a little, weak part of it. Ultimately, everybody survives, even though they're in peril, because this is Demon World, and
Iruma can
Demon
solve
World
all problems
is kind of supposed to be brutal and unforgiving.
But not Iruma.
It's not?
Not Iruma. He has the power of love and friendship and humanity. Even though no one knows he's human.
No one knows he's human.
Yet.
Until episode 6.
Well, I do like when...
5 or 3
I like in
9.
episode 5, at the end of episode 5, where they get to the end of the race, and they all have to reach into the... I didn't know owls had pouches, but apparently they do.
They do now.
And they had to reach into the pouch, and they grab out the pin that would show their rank. And everyone pulls out their rank, and of course, Asmodeus is like, top of class. He's like what he's ranked 3, I think. 3 or 4. And everyone else is like 1, 2, and 3, Even like Saburo turns out to be rank 1, because he was stupid. But then Iruma-kun goes in to get his rank, and the fucking owl's like, oh shit, no, don't touch me. Like,
oh, don't do it.
And it flies off. And he's like, oh, I didn't get my rank. And everyone's all like,
what's that?
He looks up and there's this cool little ring on it's like it's on his middle finger, I think, or something like that. And they're like, oh, what the fuck is that? And they're like, Iruma? He's like, you should look behind you. Like, why? And there's like this like very like, have you ever like drawn your first demon ghost? It's like the little squiggle lines to show the evil. And it's just sitting there going,
it's just like one of those shadows from Blue Dragon.
Yeah, exactly. And it like lets out this cry that like paralyzes all the demons, but Iruma-kun's all like, well, what's wrong with everybody? What the hell's wrong with all y'all? And then begins to like drain all of their powers.
Because it was a magic draining ring that likes to get hungry and eat magical powers.
And store them.
So, Grandpa Kun shows up, and he's like...
Oh no, he calls him on the phone.
And he's like, man, that's an amazing thing you got there.
Oh no, he does show up, yeah, you're right.
And he calms down the ring by giving him some of the magical energy, and everybody's like, wow, he has so much magical energy that he calmed it down and still has reserves.
Well, I love that because like he's like, oh, you're hungry, oh, you poor thing. Here! And like just pumps so much magic into him, he like inflates.
So technically he force-fed it?
Yeah. It's like those old cartoons where they put the fire hose in the mouth and turn it on, they turn it into like a big beach ball. And it gets placated and goes into the ring.
And then Sullivan explains, because of this ring, you can now use magic.
But there's a caveat that he doesn't go into at first. So the episode ends. That was really all the episode was. Next episode.
So in the next episode, we're introduced to a new character.
Well, first they're like, oh, what's our ranks? We got to go check out the ranks on the board, and everyone's like, oh, there's Asmodeus' level 3 or 4 or whatever it was, and Iruma-kun's all like, oh man, thank God, I'm such a low rank. No one will ever pay attention to me. But he's given his own uncalculable rank.
It's unknown, so you're level 0, which they classify him as the lowest level just because it can't be measured.
Yes.
They're like, we don't know what to do with this kid.
But that, for some reason, this makes him even more popular and stand out even more.
You're like, wow, this Iruma kid, he just does all this strange and mysterious stuff that nobody has ever done before.
And, there's 2 arcs sort of going on here. There's the first arc where they go to, they basically go to Professor, what was her name? Professor Sprout from Harry Potter.
Yeah, so they're Professor Sprout's, she was like horticulture or whatever. I think botany, yeah.
Oh, what was the name of the class?
Magical botany. We'll go with that. Okay?
Herbology.
Herbology?
It was herbology.
Okay.
So, okay, we're going to...
The problem is I don't have the books right here to go check it.
Yeah, it's herbology. I can guarantee you it's herbology.
If he's wrong, laugh at him.
And if I'm right, give me a pat on the back. And say, way to go. But, so, they go there, okay, we're going to measure your magic today. We're going to see how everyone's magic, how strong and good your magic is. By, you pump it into these sprouts. And they will grow into a plant based on the strength of your magic and, your imagination. And everyone, makes a plant that's, obviously the one dude's always sleeping, creates this big, cloud puff plant that he sleeps on. So this other dude makes this other plant that's... what was it, Sabra? I can't remember what Sabra's was. Oh, yeah, Asmodeus's was, this plant is on fire. And, this was really cool. Clara's, embarrassed by her plant, because it's, this weird, Salvador Dali-looking, crazy, no, what was the dude who made, Guernica? Guernica? What was the name of that artist who did Guernica?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But, regardless, it's, this weird, it almost looks like this, someone took, multiple different art styles and, combined it together. It's this fucking... She's like, no, I don't have a plant. Nope. No one sees it.
Now, on the other hand, Iruma makes a fucking tree.
Yes.
And everybody's like, what the fuck?
Well, what made me laugh is because he's like, well, I guess I have no magic, so there's no harm in me doing this. And he does it. And the magic comes out of the ring. And after it does it, before anything happens, his dad, or his grandpa calls him. Sullivan's like, oh, by the way, remember that ring you got? Whatever you do, don't use the ring right now. Don't use any magic, because I haven't put a limiter on it. So if you try to use it, all my magic will come out all at once. So you don't want that to happen. It's like, what?
Yeah, so Iruma has no control over this thing, and it just overloads the playout with magic, and makes this humongous Sakura tree that takes up the entire tower that they're on, breaks the roof and everything, and everybody's like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever.
It's and the other one seems to, everyone's all like, oh, this isn't a plant that exists in the demon world. What is this? But there's one person who knows what it is. And that is America. America.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's like that Denny's commercial with the red, white, and blue pancakes. America.
Yeah.
You don't remember that commercial?
Denny's. Ugh.
I know, but still. There's that one guy, he's like, oh man, these pancakes. The guy sits at the counter. He's like, oh man, the red, white, and blue pancakes. Oh, I wonder what that tastes like. And there's an old man who sits next to him. He goes, America. Her name's Amory, but we're gonna call her America.
So America's on the case. She's like, that means Iruma must be a human, but I need to gather evidence.
Well, what I find funny,
by the way,
because it's like they're all like, he's like, oh, these humans, because you've heard it several times throughout the show. Oh, humans, that's a myth. Humans don't exist.
Humans don't actually exist. You can't believe that.
And meanwhile, I refer to, I call him Amory. I call her the Fox Mulder of the show, because she's like, I want to believe.
She's got all the posters in her room.
Instead of the poster with the UFO that says I want to believe, it's got it's just an airplane. So she like has like her secret room with the forbidden texts.
Yes, these are very forbidden. Turns out they're just a bunch of romance manga, but she can only look at the pictures because she can't read moon runes. She can only read the demon language, which, you know what, it's actually Hebrew.
Is it?
Yeah, I had this sneaky suspicion because it looked like it, and I was like, man, what is that? But when you go over there and they had the ranks for them,
yeah,
the ranks for the kids, it's like Aleph, Beta, or Bet, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's Hebrew. It's just it's just altered a little bit to look like fancy and
okay.
But yeah, it's definitely Hebrew.
Oh, cool. If he's wrong, tell him in the comments and laugh at him. But
or don't.
But so she's on the case. She's gonna prove that this popular Iruma kid, whoever he is, it obviously must be a human.
He has to be.
Yes. So she's on the case, but first she has to stop and read her forbidden text.
So she reads the forbidden text and she's blushing. She's like, "Oh my god, what's that?"
And she sees a boy like, oh, he on purpose set himself up to accidentally bump into this girl to place his enchanting magic on her to get her to fall for him. She sees it in the light like a demon would see it. You know, she doesn't get the context because she can't read it.
Unfortunately, she has to be someplace, so she places one of the forbidden texts in her
under her shirt
or whatever the fuck she's wearing,
like that vest thing,
and goes out. And unfortunately, she runs into our mega handsome demon Iruma, who's got all these cleaning supplies that he was going to use to help clean.
Oh yeah, because he was helping clean up the mess from the tree he made.
And he bumps into her, and she comes up with this whole scheme in her head that he's definitely a human because he bumped into me to seduce me.
Just like it's scene for scene, word for word
from the
forbidden text. Oh, end of episode. Next episode.
America is under attack.
America. I love it because like he tries to help her up and stuff like that, and she sees it as he's trying to enchant her and grab her hand to enchant her. He's like, "Oh, you motherfucker!"
Like, I've seen this in the forbidden text. I'm not letting you get the upper hand on me.
You have this. I love the misunderstanding between them. It's fucking funny. I love it. Until finally, like the manga falls out from underneath her shirt and falls to the ground.
And he snatches it up before she can get it because she realized that it fell out. And he's like, "Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, my love memories.
I was an assistant on this."
Yeah. He's like, "Wait, you can read that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, of course I can read that." Like, oh shit, wait.
He's like, "Wait, what's this doing? We're in the demon world. This shouldn't be here."
So well, first he's like, "Wait a minute, I can't read demon language, and they can't read, Japanese. Oh fuck! If I just admitted that I can read it, they're gonna know if I'm human." And meanwhile, in her head, he's a human, but I need more proof. Oh my god!
I need more proof.
So I was like,
you
okay,
can read the forbidden text. I need you to read it for me.
So I love it because she just wants him to read it to her. He just wants, and of course, because he can't reject a plea for help, he sits there and just basically narrates it for her, and she's like. She's like just like listening to it on the edge of her seat, and she's like invites him over, like it's like, "You're coming with me right now." He's like, "Oh no, I'm in trouble. Oh my god, what's gonna happen to me?" And just takes her to a room with tea and cakes and desserts, and she's sitting there on this big like throne chair, like this big like throne-looking chair, and she's just like on the edge of it, like, "Okay, read what's going on right there. Read it all out to me."
So Iruma reads the forbidden text to her,
and she's like. I love when she starts to explain the misunderstandings that she has. She's like, "Oh, I thought she was cheering on their relationship." He's like, "Oh no, this girl actually hates that girl because she's in love with her, but she's a Sundarian. She would never admit it." And it's like it's like, see, they're on a date, and he's like, "But wait, what's that word you use? Date? What's a date?" And of course, because Iruma's fucking retarded, he doesn't explain it right. He's like, "Oh, it's the thing that happens when boys and girls hang out together."
Yes, when boys and girls hang out together. Remember that.
It's called
It'll be on the test.
So she's like, "Okay, all right." And she's like, because like hours go by. It's now nighttime, and like an obsessive girlfriend that doesn't want to take no for an answer, he reads his phone and realizes that Sullivan called him like 5 million times.
Yeah. So now we have this ship going on between America and Iruma.
Because she puts her number in his phone. He's like, "When I dial your number, you come to me immediately so that you can read more of that forbidden text to me."
Now, I think that a Mary is actually hot, and I don't feel guilty because demons don't exist.
Well, she has like... I'm still... Because she has ears. She shows her with ears. But then she has these things on the top of her head which also wiggle as if ears. As if they were like...
They're horns. They're hair horns.
But they wiggle.
She has control over them.
That's weird. But,
I'm not an expert on demon anatomy.
Yeah, neither am I. I'll give you that. So, apparently days go by, and every couple of days he shows up to read more text. Like, I get like 5 issues in. Before Asmodeus and Clara notice something's up.
They're like, you know what? Irma's not been hanging out with us.
So they tail him by putting on these, the non-detection glasses. Or detection-proof
which are like the
glasses.
most ridiculous things ever. You'd obviously be spotted. You'd be like, man, what is this guy wearing?
Because, like...
Wow, he looks like a clown.
Asmodeus has got these, like, bat-themed ones.
Yeah, he has these bat ones.
And Claire's got this pig-nosed one.
Yeah.
Because, like, they go to get them because, like, they're both very popular and standout characters. Like, everyone's like, oh, there's that freak girl, Clara! Ha ha ha! And then all the girls are like, oh, Asmodeus-kun, we love you! Oh, my God!
So they tail Irma, and they find out that he's meeting with a Mary. And so there's this big misunderstanding with Asmodeus. Claire just wants to go over there and play him with
she's
Irma.
Jealous.
She's jealous. She's like, I gotta get over there right now. But Asmodeus keeps like bringing her back. He's like, no, you can't do that. And he's like, I get it now. I know. Yeah. Irma was meeting with her because he's gonna overthrow the student council and take power.
That's how he's gonna gain control. By taking over the student council.
And it was just too dangerous, so he decided to do it on his own.
To protect us.
So...
But of course, Irma doesn't even know that...
We do have multiple misunderstandings going on here.
And even further, Irma does not know that Ameri is the class student president.
Yeah, he doesn't know that she's the student council president. She thinks that he's a human, but she can't reveal it because she has to have him read all of the forbidden text to her. Because
she's like, as student council president, it's my duty to make sure that the proper authorities are notified. And so that I can keep... Because if people found out there was a human in our school, it would cause panic. Oh, the panic. And we can't have that. We have to have order in our school. And the only way to do that is to keep him...
Order is very important.
We have to keep him in the proper facility, keep him behind bars to protect other demons from him.
Remember, kids, don't be like Sabnock. Do not attack your teachers. It'll end poorly.
But if he's put away, no one will be able to read the forbidden text to me.
Yes, so Irma's secret is safe as long as there are forbidden texts.
Which we've seen her wall of forbidden text.
This was a long-running manga.
He's safe for, I'd say, at least a good few years. Even if he was to read one a day to her, he's good for a few years.
Yeah, this romance manga has like 300 volumes or whatever.
It was more than that. That was like 7 shelves, and they were all like, or 7 like bookcases, and each one of them had like at least 8 shelves on it.
Yeah, this manga ran longer than One Piece.
Oh God. Just thinking, oh God. All the dead trees just for that anime, just for that manga, Jesus Christ. But
probably just one dead tree.
Yeah, probably. But yeah. So that was Irma-kun. Because that's more or less where it ends. So what did you think?
Subscribe, and annotate.
What did you think? What did you think of this little trio of episodes?
You know what? I like this show. I like it a lot because even though it's a kid's show,
yeah,
it's still charming.
Agreed. It's like
plus the new character's hot. I don't care what anybody says. Demons don't exist, so I'm immune from prosecution and prostitution and everything.
America. So yeah, it has some missteps, and sometimes there are parts that make me go, eye roll, because of kids. Of course, it's obviously for kids.
Yeah,
we get that it's for kids. We get it, but it's just some of the jokes and some things they do. It's just like, okay, whatever.
One of the things that irritates me about this show is that they keep repeating these lines for like the kids that are too dumb to remember from week to week. Irma's character flaws and stuff, and what happened. That he got sent down to hell because his parents are awful, and Sullivan wanted a grandson.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you've already covered that.
That was one thing that happened.
These kids aren't that dumb.
That one happened in this most recent episode at the beginning, where Sullivan's butler asks him, he goes, well, don't you want to return to the human world? He's like, of course I want to...
On second thought, no.
Yeah, he's like, huh. And he's like, it shows him, he's like, Irma-kun's parents on Earth. He's like, we're going to sell our son's soul, we're going to be rich. He's like, Irma's parent in hell. He's like, oh, Irma-kun, I love you, and here's all the stuff. You want a present? Here's a present. Oh, you want food? Here's food. He's like, Irma-kun's house and average meal on Earth, and he's like living in a tent, like a really shitty tent, and he's like eating a pot plant. He's like, and like Irma's food, Irma's home and food life in the demon world, and he's like living in the mansion with food's like Irma's friends on the Earth. This one I love.
You know what?
Like the friends, like they showed his friends on Earth were like friends, like, oh yeah, you're that Irma, whatever, right? I haven't seen you in 6 months. Shit. And like the one guy's like, hey, will you do my chores for me?
He's like, you know what? Maybe I have it better in hell, even though demons want to eat me.
You know,
maybe I should stay here.
Yeah. Well, it's like he doesn't really say that, but as much as he's like, I am kind of conflicted now.
I'm not conflicted at all.
Yeah, I'd stay.
If I was Irma, I'd probably stay in hell and take it over.
Yeah, and like
and you'd have a hot girlfriend and a crazy friend and Asmodeus.
Wait, Asmodeus isn't the crazy friend?
No, Claire is.
Oh, okay, yeah. And a doting grandfather.
And the doting grandfather.
And a rival. You have yourself a rival.
No, you don't.
Oh, God, remember when Clara's on Sabnok's back? He's like, I have scaled the mountain of Sabnok. And she's like, come on, Irma-kun, scale the mountain with me. He's like, I don't really want to. And Sabnok takes offense. He's like, you don't want to try and conquer the mountain of Sabnok, my rival? Come on!
That's what I'm saying. Every time somebody says they're your rival, you just don't realize it, and you're like, what? I never thought that before. What?
Because he was like dead asleep. He was like just asleep at his desk when Clara, scales Mount Sabnok, and he's dead asleep. And when he refuses to join her on top of his head, he suddenly that's when he's like, "What? How dare you not climb my face?"
My rival, Irma? Who I think's my rival, but never acknowledges me?
Yeah, I've claimed as my rival.
Yeah, so that's the end of Irma-kun. That's the end of all of our episodes.
Yeah.
And I don't have any more to add.
Yeah, I don't either. I did have to bring those parts up, because I did really enjoy them. I'm sorry.
He enjoyed them.
So, that was Irma-kun, and that was all 6 animes. So that was Anime Talk for weeks 5, 6, and 7. Hope you liked it. Hope you had fun. Apologies for being off the air for so long. We're going to be gone for another week, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. We hope you can forgive us. We hope you can forgive us. It's his fault.
I hope we come back in 2 weeks. I hope they don't just take it forever and be like, oh.
Or if you actually get selected.
Oh God.
But let's hope. Keep your fingers crossed that he doesn't get selected for jury duty. But we'll find out. We will find out. But until then,
I'm just too fat.
But until then, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you had fun. If you did, please let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, share it, or you can click on the annotations for other videos we've done. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.